So welcome Wargamers to Preston. We are at the Battle for Middle England at the end of the second day, a tournament for the Great British Hobbit League, and in front of us we have Damien.
Hello.
And we also have Tom Harrison. So if you haven't seen already on the scores which have been put up, we have actually got our tournament winner over there, Mr. Harrison. That's right, Damien's obviously really pleased about that, and there are a few other people out there, including Jamie, who aren't particularly happy about this.
The event was a farce.
So in terms of tournaments that you've been to, you guys are quite experienced tournament gamers. How do you rank this tournament in Preston?
Awful.
Awful, yeah?
the result was it was good. It was good fun.
Yeah. Good fun, yeah?
Lots of good fun.
And what did you bring with you? Because you've won Best Army.
I did win Best Army. It was very exciting. Thank you to all who voted.
I didn't vote for you, sorry.
What did you vote for? Elves?
No, I can't remember. Did I? I might have voted for you or Arnold. I can't remember. I think it might have been Arnold.
Yes, that was very nice. It's always nice to get.
So talk us through your list, because it does pretty well, doesn't it? You've won tournaments with
It doesn't do that well.
That's what I was on. I took an Isengard list with a heavy emphasis on feral orcs, because I believe they're the best troops in the game, and you don't see a lot of them about. And I've I think, been kind of proving this year that they do really well. I've taken a feral-based list of 4 tournaments, and I've come first, second, fourth, and fourth.
That's pretty good.
They're very good troops. So it was an Uruk captain as my leader, Sharky and Worm, a Shaman. Who's the other leader? Vrasku. And then 8 crossbowmen, 11 ferals, and 3 berserkers.
So for players who've never come across feral Uruks before, or new players who've got no idea what they are, just talk us through exactly what makes them good.
They are only 12 points each, which isn't bad, and they have 2 attacks. They're good. The other stuff's good, like fight 4, stroke 4, but the real things are 2 attacks. Basically, in SBG, the more dice you roll, he who rolls more dice wins. So if you give every model 2 attacks, you're more likely to win the fights.
Yep.
And it's essentially like giving every model a battle. Yeah, so that's what's good.
So who have you come up against in this tournament, Damien?
I came up against Owen first, who's an excellent player, but I managed to. It started off really well. I got 3 wins, but I came up against Owen. It was really good. Then I played. I can't remember. Sam Jeffries, who was at one point #1 in the league, so he's a really great player. And then I played Lewis, who I hadn't played before, and things were going brilliantly. I thought, it's not in the bag or anything, but 3 major wins to start. I was pretty pleased with that. Then I lost catastrophically to Charles last night, so it was on 3 major wins, and I lost thinking, that's not bad. And I came in today and lost to Ed first, obviously, with his fell beasts at Lords of Battle. I mean, my heart just sank.
Tough.
And then I played Sam, Sam Page, who I've been trying to play in a tournament for years, and we haven't actually met, and we had a practice game a couple of weeks ago, and he beat me, and then he finally got drawn against a tournament, and he beat me. So maybe, and he's very happy about the situation. Maybe.
He's actually doing a jig on the camera. I never thought that would happen.
So I've gone right off the idea of playing Sam in tournaments. So that was 3 major wins, 3 major losses, and then I played Lewis again as a kind of decider, and I managed to get a win. So 4 wins, 3 losses. Can't really complain, but I was a bit frustrated to lose to Charles, I think, because that felt like a game I should have won. Against Sam as well, I potentially I didn't make the best of it, kind of screwed myself over. Didn't really have a chance against Ed, a couple of 50-50 rolls, but against Sam and Charles, I sort of, you're looking back and going, I should have done that, but
That's the way it goes.
yeah, I get 4th. I came 4th, which is, because the way the tournament system works, slightly frustratingly, I'm only going to get about 60 points for that. Some winners are 60, whereas if you go to a different tournament, 4th might get you 94.
70.
70? Yeah, 70 points. But 70 points, whereas you might end up getting 94 in a different tournament if there were more people. So, but I was trying to improve on a 49, I think. So I've made a big jump. So I should have jumped about 20 points in the league. So hopefully, I don't know if that'll change my placing or ranking. I think I was
2 more tournaments.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll stay into this, so I doubt I'll be second. But
2 more tournaments to go. Can you still do it? No.
I'm not going to Stirling. There's one in London, I think, which will be the last one that I'll go to. But don't know. It's really weird the way the tournament system works and the blind thing, but you don't actually know if you can win before you see how many people are going. So I'll have a look at it, but I would need, at the very bare minimum, I'd need to win and hopefully have Tom and maybe Ed be third or fourth or fifth, something like that sort of thing. It's certainly out of my hands, so I don't think so.
So if you're going to try and recommend tournaments to a completely new player, somebody who's deciding to get into the Hobbit,
Like yourself.
like me, exactly, yeah. So let's say, for example, you're giving me the sales pitch of why to come down and get involved in a tournament. Of course, I'm probably going to do a video about that anyway. What would you say to those guys out there?
I think they're so much fun. They're so much fun, particularly the 2-day ones. And if you get, there's a really, because I think SBG is quite a small community, the same people tend to go to the events, so you genuinely get to know people and you get kind of rivalries going up and that sort of thing. And now we've got to the point where you meet up with everyone, it's kind of like seeing old friends again, because I don't see a lot of these people outside of it, because they live miles and miles away. And it's nice to come meet up with people like that. I love playing against different armies, so like different people with different models that I don't play against. I really enjoy that, which is why I prefer tournaments with lots of games rather than bigger points. And I like the social aspect. It's really important on a 2-day tournament. I think everyone goes out on a Saturday night and like socialise. It's not just turning up for the serious business of gaming. You then go out and just relax and have some food. And last night was a great example of that. We were in the pub for 4.5 hours just chatting. And I love the fact that you just talk about toy soldiers for 2 days solid, like it's the most important thing in the world. Yeah,
you said that to me before, yeah.
It's weird, but you nothing else matters. The whole world just falls away, and you just, it's like, I don't know, you've stepped off the planet a bit.
I think the life of them.
Yeah,
Love that comment.
Yeah, absolutely. The what? The life of
The
it.
wife would love the comment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just most important thing in the world.
It's like it's the most.
Don't watch this, Mrs. Damien.
Of course you go home and then tomorrow I'm like, I've got to go to work. I've just got to do a job. And it's like, I don't want to do a job. I want to play soldiers.
Yeah.
So,
There's always
it's
that
just
single
fun.
thing.
Even when you have bad games, even when you lose, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much.
I agree. I've had loads of fun.
You only did half the day.
Yeah, only did half the day. Well, Damien, it's been great speaking to you. Hopefully we'll catch you at some of the tournaments coming up.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I get to play. But
Possibly with a new army.
I was going to say, it's quite a sad last tournament for
I think
you.
it might be the Ferals' last tournament. I'll have to look at the standings. If there's a chance in London I can still win the league, I'll bring the Ferals. If there's really not, next year it's all Hobbit themed good.
Wow.
So definitely some army through, maybe might be making its way in there. And some of the new Mirkwood elves. Very excited about that.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing that, Damien. Thanks for talking to us. So we're going to move on now to our tournament winner of 2 British Hobbit League tournaments. Is that correct? We've got Tom Harrison. Woo! Now he's only agreed to give me this interview because he won. So I'm actually quite chuffed about this. He's a bit camera shy before, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I didn't think I was going to win, so I thought it was pretty safe saying I'll only do it if I win.
The way that the universe... No, you're not. You can creep out if you want. So you want to talk us through what army you brought to the tournament and why you bring it?
Yeah, so, I brought elves, which perhaps people don't mind me bringing. But
Is that an army that you tend to bring a lot? All the time?
Yeah, not quite all the time. I've brought Gondor before. Themed army. I mean, I would still say that the elves is themed because it's still all from one list, so it's not that bad. It's not as if I'm allying in Fountain Court or anything obscene.
Yeah.
But it's still Mirkwood Guard, Bowman, Franduil, Legolas, Rumil, and then a mix of Wood Elves and Galadriel Elves.
Fantastic. And as a tournament-winning force twice, what would you say the strengths are of that force? That kind of army?
Well, obviously it's very good at shooting, so you can do damage to the enemy before it gets to you. Then high fight value when it does arrive with very good heroes, all with 3 might each, which is just always very useful. I mean, it's pretty good at playing most forces just because the high fight value just a normal troop can go up against most heroes and have a good go at it, especially with Galadriel Court Guard. They're fight 6, so they can take on most heroes and at least draw with them. Yeah.
Which is pretty damn good. Which is pretty good. So you played lots of games, and even though you won the tournament, you've not won every single game. So it shows that it can be quite open, this tournament, and it can swing quite a lot. That's what I seem to get from the tournament. It can sort of 1 second somebody's top.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I started the day in 7th place, so
wow.
Yesterday was pretty
I
disastrous.
started in first.
So, first game was against Joe Newman, so in Tulsa, so average minutes, managed to kill the Beastmaster system, and from then on it's getting on the move for that ended up being my victory. Second game was against Ed with his 3 Rebel Beasts, and managed to pretty much disable him, which was pretty amazing, given its ring wraith. He was left with 1 ring wraith with 1 will left on foot in range of me charging him, but unfortunately the game ended that turn, so I wasn't able to. He wasn't classed as being broken because that's at the start of the turn, so it was actually a draw.
You just have to get into combat with it.
Which is a shame, really, because you had broken him, but he didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not counted, so.
Actually, no, he wasn't broken. Actually, was he?
No, given we weren't doing the rules correctly, he's not.
No, that's
but
yeah.
regardless, I would have tabled him, which is an automatic victory with 1 move in the next go.
Yeah.
That was a reckon ultra, but neither of us made any of those 2 second off the table. No bother about that. I didn't say nothing until about go through, so get up on that idea. Third game was against Charles. Charles was 11, pretty good season for us. He's now 50% bonus, and he actually terrifically outset.
The re-rolling the ones as well to wound.
Yeah, the poisoned arrows were terrific. And in the end, I mean, I was really stood in and having a lot more movement in them, and in the end, we got a comfortable victory.
Well, I think that's quite a tough list to beat.
But you thought that you might have had the measure of him.
I should have. Looking at it on the table, I thought I had a really good chance about it. Hit all his armies, defence 4, everything in my army strength 4. I've got loads of crossbows. I could just tear them apart. And I deployed well, and I massacred a load of his guys early on with crossbows. And then I kind of jumped on a bunch of his other guys isolated and killed a bunch of those. And I actually, perhaps, maybe I got a little complacent. And thought, I've got this, but then Charles managed to get some guys in the back, and he did a heroic combat that allowed a captain of 5 more to fight twice and trap me, and he had loads of Watchers of Karma, which are essentially, I don't think they're as good as the Ferals, but they have to fight for 2 attacks, so they're suddenly equal in fighting with the Ferals. They're as likely to win the fight. And then it suddenly just turned, and then the problem with the Feral army is a very thin pink line. It's like once you start losing them, you're in trouble, and it just started crumbling, and I think I lost that quite badly. I can't quite remember. I don't even know what game that was. I'm not even sure what scenario we played. But it was the hill one, it was the high ground. And yeah, it was 12-2, 12-5, something like that, I don't know. It was quite a big loss. And that it was the one that that was quite frustrating. It was a bad minute to end the day on. You look back and you go, I should have had that. But
I've fought that army twice. I think it's really hard to, especially for my kind of force to beat. And probably
it's Watchers 3+ shooting to re-roll in wounds, and then when you get into combat with them,
2 attacks, and he's got spears supporting them sometimes. It's tough. Very, very, very tough. Very tough. What would you say the toughest game that you had this weekend?
Well, the one against Charles was tough, but there wasn't much combat in it because it was a lot of shooting, so it wasn't tough tactically. I just lost it. The hardest one I played Sam Page, who defeated Damien. He also did a good job against me as well. So we played on a fantastic Goblin Town board. So it made
I hate that board.
Well, you would with cavalry.
I played on it twice. I hate that board.
So all of the movement's pretty intricate getting around it, and it was the hold the hill scenario, and he has an army full of defence 7 dwarves, even with shields and spears, Thorin, Dwalin and Barlin, and my elves, are good with the high fight value, but not very good at shooting defence 7, nor are they good at wounding it in combat, because my strength 3 needs 6s every time, even the heroes need 6s, and I just wasn't able to get enough of them off the hill. I wasn't able to kill them.
Tough. Very tough.
So that was a very tough.
That was one of 2 sort of new Hobbit armies that we had here. Because we had Owen's Goblin Town
with Thimble and Fell Walls as well.
What do you think of the new Hobbit models, guys? And you two are both in a kind of strong position to compare the 2 the old system of Lord of the Rings, SBG, and the Hobbit rules. What do you think?
It's funny because when the rules first changed, there were some things that we thought really wouldn't work and we weren't particularly happy about. The move and shoot we thought would get too cumbersome because you have to remember stuff, and some of the special strikes we thought were a bit odd. But then actually, having played it a lot, it's far better.
It's much better.
The monster rules are superb. The move and shoot is super because even saying that as an elf player, it just makes it, you have to think, should I move or not, and then it becomes a big decision.
It gives a tactical, a more tactical depth to your decision making.
Heroics are great as well. Heroic strike and heroic march and channeling are really interesting. I think channeling's helped a lot because it certain spells that you would just chuck something out. You know, use a might like Gandalf's blinding light and stuff. You have to use a blinding light. That's the one that becomes exhaustion. That sort of thing. It just makes some heroes use things differently, and then the monsters got better. Then the heroes got heroic strike to make the monsters. I think one of the best things, not just the rules, is the fact they added in all the extra profiles.
Yeah.
And it genuinely changed the meta.
So thanks Tom and Damien for speaking to us. Make sure you all get yourself onto the channel and subscribe for more updates on what's going on with the Great British Hobbit League. So thank you for watching this series of videos covering the Battle for Middle England tournament that was held in Preston at the weekend. I hope you've enjoyed all of the interviews, seeing some of the players, hearing about how I found my first ever Hobbit strategy battle game tournament. Keep an eye out and keep subscribing for more battle reports, unboxing videos, Tactica, and all the other things that we've got planned for you. Apologies for any of the sound or camera issues in any of these videos. Obviously, we are just getting learning at the moment, and our new camera has arrived. So subscribe, and thanks for all of your support.